Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Thelma's Creations and more. Today I'm excited to share with you another episode of the August Assembly Line Junk Journal Challenge with Dear Julie. And today we'll be making some booklets to go inside of our journals. So I've made 3 types of booklets and then we're going to be putting them together. And so the first one, actually I'm going to start with this one. The first one that I did was this one. Now, in order to make this one, I'll show you what I used and how I did it. And what I used was let me grab it because we're going to be putting it together. A card, a regular card. I buy these cards all the time and I'm trying to see if I have one. There we go. Just a regular card, a card base. I buy boxes of these with their cards with envelopes over at Hobby Lobby, and this is what I used. What I used was that card base. I used some vintage or some aged paper that was donated to me, and what I did was I folded 3 sheets of that aged paper and I put it inside the card, and then I cut the paper to the size of the card, the aged paper. Then what I did was I took a long reach stapler. I've shared this one before. It's like a regular stapler, but it's a long reach because you can literally staple something all the way inside depending on how long your paper is. It's called a long reach stapler. I don't know because I couldn't find my regular stapler if it will fit if you just slide it in there. And all I did was I put 2 staples on the corners. And that's how I have my booklet put together. Now, to embellish, remember we have to, let me zoom out a little bit. Oh, hold on. Okay, I have my fan over there. I had to turn it off because if not, it's too much ruckus for you. It drowns me out. You'll pick up the fan instead of my voice. And I'm using Fabri-Tac. Oops, because that's what's available on my desk. So I'm going to put this down. And since my journals are faith-based, Christian-based, I printed out this scripture. It says, "My presence will go with you and I will give you rest," Exodus 33:14. And I put that as a decoration, and then I pre-cut this beautiful like lace trim. Well, it's not lace, I think it's more like an applique. And so these are going to go on here, and I pre-cut them because it's easier when I pre-cut things. Well, I'll have to put them down then. Yeah. And that's why I'm using the Fabri-Tac. These booklets come together really quick, and they're going to be used as stuffies or things that you can stuff in your journal. I think they're going to make the journals look really, really cute. And like I said, those journals are going to get pretty chunky. And what I did was I put glue on the flower part, and I'll show you why in a minute. I put the flower on top, right? Yes. When I have appliques or laces to put, I usually pick one thing that's a little chunkier to put the glue versus putting it, see how all the rest has little holes? It's like lacy see-through, and this one's one more solid. I'll pick something that's solid on the trim or the lace or whatever I'm putting down so that I can place it where I want. And so now where the flowers are, it is tacked down, and you could leave it like that if you want, but since it's going to go in the journal, I want the person to be able to move it around and not get that lace stuck, you know, somewhere. So then I just go back and I tack down the other areas. And I'm not dealing with the whole trim or the whole lace having glue, and then if you don't like where it's going, you have glue all over your paper or your project. And it's worked out for me so far, so that's how I do that. So right here again, the flowers are tacked down, so whatever's not tacked down, I just pick it back up. It also gives me a place to put the glue because I know where the glue needs to be, versus putting down glue blindly, not knowing where exactly the trim will be, and then you're left with glue marks outside of the trim, and to me it makes it look messy. And so I tried to do it this way, and it's given me good results. Now I'm going to go back with my famous glitter glue. It's from Michaels. It's like $2, but I use it all the time, and it just pops your little images like you wouldn't believe. And I'll bring it up and I'll show you. See how it gives that sparkle. And then I'm just going to take a little bling here. Oh, it's too big. Okay, I'll probably put this one, which is smaller. I mean, it's not smaller. The bling is bigger, but it blends in with the glitter glue. Oh, there you go. And it's done. So I need to put this over here because I don't want to touch it. So one more. Again, it was just a card base. A little card that I bought, that I had here. Some vintage aged paper. You can use whatever kind of paper you have. I folded them. There were 3 sheets. I folded them in half. Took it to my paper cutter. If you don't have a paper cutter, you can use scissors and just cut it so that the paper was inside. Then I opened it up and I stapled here with a long reach stapler. You can use a regular staple. If it doesn't go this way, then guess what? Just cut it shorter so that you can bring in your staple, your regular staple, and do that. So again, I'm going to use a fabric tack to tack that down. And you don't need much. Be sure it's the right side. Kind of leave some room at the top and on the bottom. Again, some more of that lace. I already explained to you the process of where I'm putting the glue and why I do it. And so yeah, these booklets come together really quick. You can add them to your journal. If you're not making a journal, these are good little Christmas gifts. I've done them before when I used to work at a school. I used to make them all the time and give them out. It's a cute little gift. You can make it Christmassy. Sometimes you don't have to put that if you use a regular greeting card. You can just add paper in there and add the little note. They can use it as a notebook, and you stick it in the same envelope that came with the card, like a box of Christmas card. It's very inexpensive. I know I'm always looking for a piece of paper to write in. And so they were appreciated gifts. It's quick, it's easy, it's cheap. They make great gifts. They make great notebooks to stuff in your purse because they're lightweight. You can customize them by using your scrap paper or a greeting card. Reuse your Christmas cards and use the cards as bases and then just cover them up. And so that is done. My glitter glue again. And then I'm going to put a bling in the center. And as you can see, I'm using 3 things: the bling, the lace, and the glitter glue and this. So there's another one. So when I did that, I had leftover paper on the side that I had cut off, and so now I'm going to show you how to make this one right here. And all it is was this was, let me show you. I had printed extra. For some reason I had extra of the pages that I had printed double-sided. And I took those pieces that were left over, and I right there already folded in half. And so I just took this. This was a paper, per se, like this, right? A full paper. I folded it in half. I put the paper inside, and I did the same thing. I stapled. Well, you can't see it on this one. Let me show you on right here. And I stapled it on the spine. You see the two staples? Same thing. And then I just took some lace and I covered the staples. See, they're here in the spine. I covered it with some lace, put some glitter glue here, and then I added a scripture. Then I opened up the pages and I did the the butterfly stamping with the little trails here and there. I think it'll be cute. It'll be stuck inside the journal. So here I already put in the paper. I cut to size. I stapled them, and now I'm going to put this lovely trim on it. It's a baby pink. Basically what I do is kind of fold it in half, and then the half will go here. Take my pencil so I know where to put the glue. And then, whoa, my first bubble. Oh, I know why. My first bubble since I put it on here, the fabric tack. Reason for that, I laid it on the side and then I picked it up so the air was confused. Didn't know where to go. So again, kind of eyeball it, put it in the center, tack it down. And so the glue stays on the lace, not outside the lace. Then I'm going to go back here in the spine and put some. And kind of mark with my finger where the lace goes up to. Bring it around and tack it down. And it makes the most beautiful spine. I love buying this lace. This one, I believe I got it from Rosa Alcala here on YouTube. During one of her sales on her YouTube channel. But I like, that's going to bubble over again. There we go. I'll put it back in. I love using this lace. It's 2-inch lace, right? Because you cut it in, not cut it in half, but fold it in half. It covers up the spine really well. So then I just cut off the axis. And then I am going to put a sticker. Did I put a sticker on that one? Here I didn't put a sticker. I put the scripture, but I think I decided here I was going to put this sticker. But if you can see, somebody had gifted me these stickers and they're beautiful. But I don't want it to have so much dimension, because they had a lot of foamy, so I took off the first layer and I'm going to put that there because I like what it says, and I'll read it to you in a little bit, just because I want it to be more flat, because it's going to go inside of the journal. It says, in all things it is better to hope than to despair. Then I'm just going to take the famous glitter glue and put some on the butterflies, and you will see the difference on the butterflies. It just makes them sparkle. And it really brings them to life. Makes them pop. But since I put the glitter glue, I cannot do the stamping, so I'm going to give it a little bit of time to dry. Look at the butterflies. So I'm going to put that aside. Do the next one the same way. So I'm going to fold over the lace, kind of have an indent, and then this side is more, it has more scallops in this side, or bigger scallops in this side. So I decided I wanted the bigger scallop there. So I kind of measure where the glue goes with my finger. I don't like that glue sticking out more than it should. If it happens, oh well. But when I can avoid it, I try to. Put it down. I'll move this here, put it on the spine. And it doesn't take a lot of fabric tack. And here, it's going to cover a little bit of the butterfly in the back, and that's fine. It's a back. And I'm not putting a lot of glue. What I'm basically doing is kind of spreading around the glue that I have put on there. Cut off the excess, the extra. And then this one the same. It has some dimension, but you know, this one I don't mind. I don't mind the little foamies on here. So I'm going to put more glue on the foamies so it doesn't pop off. And this one says never lose hope. And that one has bling. So I just might not stamp inside. Because this one has bling. You only need to have 3, remember? Things. And I need to let that dry, or I'll stamp it another day. Look at that butterfly. Beautiful. So that's done. And then the last one is this one right here, which I took some tags that came with a kit. I printed extra ones and I just folded it over, and I'll show you why. Because I made some little flip-ups notepads with paper I had. So I took the tags, I took some paper, I'm going to put the paper here, I cut them all to the same size. I'm going to use a little stapler I have. It staples regular staples. Staple it 2 times, and since I'm going to do 2 of them, I'm going to do them at the same time. Assembly line, remember? So hold on, put them all together, put that there, staple, staple. Now, what I did was I folded over, I took the tag and I'm going to fold it over this way so that it attaches to the back, and then you'll be able to see it like this. But I have some staples here that I do not want the people to see, just because I want it to be a little bit more refined. So I'm going to take a piece of seam binding, this color, like the color of my mat that I had, which reminds me I need to order some seam binding. I've been using it up. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to place it over that so that you can't see the staples. So it could be a little bit more refined, a little bit put together. Take the other piece, put them down, tack it down, let that dry, cut off the extra. Put these in my scraps, and now these go in here, and I'm going to glue here, and that's going to cover the staples in the back. So they're quick and easy to make, and if you notice, I'm using the same things from the kit, so they're going to match everything. And I had printed extra. So that gives you more ideas, like what if you say, oh man, it came with a lot of tags. What do I do? See, these are tags. And now they're little notepads. Now, did you see the paper sticking out? No worries, us crafters can fix anything. Cut off the excess, make it look more presentable. There we go. Alright, so let's do the next one. Again, I'm going to put it over. I'm going to glue that little tab that I folded over. It covers up the staple. See how it sticks out? Take your scissors. I love these Tim Holtz scissors. I do need a new pair because I messed them up cutting a die. I know I shouldn't have been cutting a die with it. But well, live and learn, right? So I'm just going to put this down here. The seam binding. I'm going to glue it down here. This one goes all the way. It has to go all the way. Let that dry for a little bit. I'm going to put this one up here. Yep. So I don't lose the roses on the bottom. Glue that down all the way across. And this one's going to go here. It's a sticker to reinforce it. I keep forgetting to put it in its vase. Now it has its own little vase. If you see my channel, you'll see that I picked up a new vase for my fabric tack. Now it has its own little vase. So, let me see. Yeah, you can still read it. It says redeemed. And then you cut off the axis. I want to say axis and not axis. It's excess, right? Anyway, the extra. You know what I mean, right? The extra. Okay, and I have one more to do here. Let me cut off the extra. Okay, and I have one more sticker. Is it the same? No, I need to trim it. Notice how I only trim fabric or the trim with my white scissors, because those, can you see them? These white scissors, those are my fabric scissors. My friend Liz, oops, hi Liz if you're watching, Ms. Liz DeYoung, around 3 years ago I want to say, she sent me in Happy Mail. And I only use it for fabric and trim. So, this one I use bling. So I have bling here. Let's see. Can I do one in the middle? Wants to come with me because I have fabric tack. There we go. That one's a little black one, and this one I'm going to do white. And so, since the assembly line is very easy to do and put together in a short time, of course I put things together, but we used bling, seam binding, sticker, lace, sticker, and the glitter glue on these. And on this one we used the scripture card, a bling, glitter glue, and this trim. And now we have, sorry guys, I'm sorry I didn't warn you, motion sickness people, because I'm one of you. Where's the other one? I put it to dry. Ah, right here. What I did to this one was I rounded the corners to make it nicer, and I'm going to do that to here. This is my Creative Memories punch. I've had this, believe it or not, close to 15 going on 16 years. September. I bought it off somebody that was a representative back then. I think they're discontinued, but you can find a similar looking punch at Hobby Lobby. And so instead of having straight corners, you have rounded corners to make it look more put together. I did the same thing here, and so I need to punch here, and I'll do that off camera. And as soon as the glitter glue dries here, I will go back and punch these, because I think it gives it a cool little look on the side. So thank you so much for stopping by and watch the process of making 9 more embellishments for my journal using the assembly line technique that dear Julie showed us. I love it. I love it so far. Can't wait to put my journals together. I still need more episodes of embellishments that I'm doing, but I hope you like them. Tell me in the comment section down below which one's your favorite. I like these little booklets because of the little butterflies. I think they look so cute. I like them all, but that's my favorite. I can't wait to hear or see or read which one is your favorite. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. If you ever have any questions on what I'm doing or what tools or whatever I used, go ahead and ask me in the comment sections and I will get back to you. I hope you have a great day and that you find time to do some crafting. Happy crafting. Bye.